Okay, this is just a cell phone glimpse, if you will, of what transpired on the liberal campus of the University of California at Berkeley Monday night. A crowd of around 200 anti-Israel protesters surrounding a building where inside an event organized by Jewish students was set to take place. This according to authorities and students, key witnesses on campus. Police saying doors were broken, at least one window was smashed as anti-Israel demonstrators tried to breach that building.
Jewish students say that they were spat on and called anti-Semitic names. At least 2 injuries were also reported. That's when police shut the event down, forcing those in attendance to evacuate the building and go home.
All right, now we have Ran Bar-Yoshafat, who's joining us right now from the University of California, Berkeley. The speaker that was supposed to, again, hold his speech, it was canceled due to these protests here. Ran, thank you so much for coming on. If you could talk to us, you were at the college to talk about Israel, international law, including the rules of wartime conduct, how the IDF can better protect civilians. But that never happened. Can you tell us what happened from your perspective and what you've seen that night?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. Yeah, I wasn't able to speak at all. Most of the students were not able to even enter the hall, which is kind of interesting because it felt to me like it's not only am I guilty before proven innocent, I don't even have a chance to prove my innocence. There's a group of students who are extremely anti-Israel. I would argue they're not even protesting to support the people in Gaza. I would argue they're protesting because Hamas is currently losing in Gaza. And they accused me of being a genocidal murderer. So I came to the university. I was supposed to give a private lecture to a group of students. The location has been changed 3 times. When I came there, I asked the security, what are you going to do if they barge inside to the hall? They said, don't worry, we have security here in this hall. You'll be fine. Eventually, I was shot down before I was even able to say hi, good evening to everyone.
There haven't been any charges yet filed in this, but a university spokesperson did say that they are investigating criminally now. In a statement, the school's chancellor said that they deeply respect the right to protest as an intrinsic to the values of democracy, yet we cannot ignore that the protest activity interferes with others' rights. They say that in the days ahead, they're going to determine the best path to take to make sure that this never happens again. But in your eyes, did the protesters get what they wanted? Are you upset that the speech was just completely shut down?
I am upset. At the end of the day, I think it's not just a war for the Jewish people or Israel. This is the collapse of Western civilization. It's okay to say you're allowed to protest. You're allowed to protest. They weren't protesting. They were rioting. They broke the glass of the building where I was staying. They physically assaulted 3 students, spat on students. I wasn't allowed to speak. They prevented me from my freedom of speech. So yeah, I'm not happy with the fact that the event was canceled at all. I would say that is some sort of a win for them. And I think it's a very sad day for the Jewish students who go to Berkeley, who felt extremely unsafe to be in this environment. And I think rightfully so.
Just final thoughts on the First Amendment rights here, constitutional protections here. I know you're an attorney as well. I believe in the constitutional protections here enjoyed by many or all Americans here in this country that are here legally. And then also the protests that are happening. There seems to be this gray area. Do you believe that UC Berkeley could have done more in this moment? Would you have liked to seen more?
I wasn't happy with the fact that I was treated there, I think, poorly. I think that what happened was that they gave a prize to those who were violent. And I don't think that's a good concept in any society. And lastly, I think when they were basically canceling me and saying, we're sorry, you're going to have to go, they just sent me off to the street. I didn't even get an escort to the car. 2 people from the protesters were trying to follow us so they can give the exact location of where we were. No, I wasn't happy with the way the university handled this at all. And I think that, again, people have a right to protest. That's also fine. It's also part of freedom of speech. But to not allow a person to talk in a private event and then having the college, basically, the university saying, you're the problem because we might not like your opinions, I think that's very, very problematic. Just because someone is accusing me of something doesn't make me so. And not even having the place to speak out, that's, I think, in my opinion, it's unacceptable.
Yeah, not having security for yourself, obviously, when you see hundreds gathered outside, clearly not in favor of what you're going to say. That's a sad result to see here in this nation, period. Ran Bar-Yoshafat joining us. Ran, thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate that. Best to you.